Well, hi everyone. This is Jonathan. It is March the 1st. Our first guest has arrived. That would be Jim Fuller's car right over there. Jim's a regular of ours. He comes down probably for 5 or 6 weeks each year. And I wanted to just give you guys a walkabout of what we've done at the property this off season, and you know, some of the things that we think will make nice little extra touches to the exterior. So as you know, one of our big projects this year was the tearing down of the north apartment deck. It was dry rotted, and it was time to give it the ghost. So we did that. Jim Berger did the construction. Jim is our go-to guy. He's been doing construction at the Sea Vista for many years. For those of you who don't know, we've got the lattice enclosure, which is the same as the south apartment. This is our back door to what used to be the old manager's quarters, you know, which is now storage, and then the guest bathroom. So, but with this design, we actually extended the north apartment deck to be the same size. We did sacrifice half of a parking spot, but really nothing that has any kind of impact. But the north apartment deck looks gorgeous now, and is now safe, because the big concern with it last year was it actually was dry rotting through, and we actually had a couple of planks that kind of gave up the ghost in the middle of the season. So scary stuff. Our exterior shed that we keep the lawnmower in, we even had it built around that so it looks nice and pretty. I will have to put like a plastic chain with a sign, because the smokers will slide inside here and will smoke underneath the deck. So for everything, you've just got to consider how will the guests react. They're going to love it. You actually have a little bit of a better view of the sound side and of the ocean. So that's it's a plus win-win for everybody. Anyway, so that's the north apartment deck that was done. We did have the landscaping done as well, which was last fall. Well, it was completed in December. I had a water line ran out so that we can actually irrigate the palm trees. We now have, I think, I forget how many, 10 or 15 sable palm trees. They're not native. The Pindo palms do better. The Pindos are the short, stubby ones, and then the sable palms are the tall ones. We did get a pretty good clip from the frost, but I've already fed them their Epsom salt for the spring, so they will hopefully spring back and do pretty nice for this year. Let's see, these are European palms, and they do really well. They're actually from the Mediterranean, the coast of Spain, I think. So we had those are the initial trees that we had. On top of that, we've had black oak. These are native trees. These are black oak trees, and then Yalpin hollies, and then the green bushy one over there, those are black pines. So overall, this exterior area that we have now really is starting to come together as a really pretty place for you to see when you drive up, as well as a nice place to hang out in the summertime. Even though the trees aren't fully mature, they do give you enough shade, as you can see, where you can kind of get out of the sun. We got the new hurricane picnic tables in there. So all in all, this area is looking really good. And when you walk over to I laugh when I call it the south lawn, but the south lawn, we now got 4 picnic tables over here. But then I have the 4 grills that are going out this week. I've gotten away from the cheap ones at Lowe's, and I found the kind that are at state parks. You'll recognize them. I'll show you in a second. You'll recognize them when you see them. So we have 4 of those, 1 for each, obviously picnic table. I got rid of the horseshoe. I mean, no one was playing it anyway. We had somebody try to steal them. So anyway, we'll get rid of the fun and games. Let's walk over to the main building. We had 3 complete bathroom remodels completed this year. 1 mini efficiency upgrade, and many little tiny features in the rooms, which we upgraded, repaired. This is the underneath of the building. As far as feedback goes, I absolutely listen to feedback, even if it's a lot of work. Oh, I just climbed over here. But yeah, so we completely gutted out the underneath of the building. if you are one of our newer owners, this used to be all guest facing rooms, and I believe it was lost. Each one of these was a room, and it was lost during Hurricane Fran, I believe it was. But this was probably had 20 years worth of junk, debris and stuff. We hoed this out so it's completely empty now, with the exception of these boards of plywood. These are hurricane. These are if we have to board up the front of the motel. So that stuff's all done there. And I'll show you the other side of it as well. We had some treads replaced in the deck. At some point, the deck will have to be replaced. This lattice will go back up this week. And then we had the underneath of this side of the building done as well. Other project that we did, we had the gutters installed on the ocean side a couple of years ago, but we never ran drain lines. I had that done this winter, so now when the water comes off the front of the building, off our gutters, it's getting funneled with actual drain lines down here too. So that's that stuff. Well, it gets harder to climb through there every year. And then we did do a turnaround with the office. As you know, our office is administrative. It doesn't produce any revenue whatsoever. We changed that too. To nothing major, nothing drastic. But if you see the office, you'll be like, holy cow, that is different. The primary driver on that, to side note, there's our Pepsi machine, and we would get a 4% commission off of Pepsi. That's insane. So during the fall last year, you can see my little coffee neon sign. During the fall last year, the Quarter Moon Cafe closed down for good in Topsail Beach. That was a staple place for folks to go to. And that is now gone after 30 years. There is no wine bar in town. Having said that, the new owners, I believe it's called whitewineandbooks.com or something like that. Anyway, they are making a wine and coffee bar there as well. The new folks coming in, it's not open. We don't even know what it looks like inside. It's a very closely guarded secret. So if you like the Quarter Moon Cafe, which is really your only nightlife in Topsail Beach, there is a new thing that's filling it in because Laurie finally retired. But having said that, you can't buy sodas or beverages or any kind of snacks at the Sea Vista. I worked closely with the Department of Agriculture and made sure that we were on solid ground to sell our own sodas and to sell our own prepackaged snacks right from the office. Instead of getting a 4% commission from the machine, it makes more sense for us to, all right, let's get a membership at Sam's Club. When Quarter Moon Cafe went out of business, we bought their little cooler, and we did most of the office remodeling with stuff that we already had in stock, like the floor, for example, we had still in the back. But the office looks very much different to what you will have last remembered, which was pretty depressing and looked terrible. And was an ignored part and just a revenue drain. These are the grills that we're putting out. We've got 4 of them, and those are the fire baskets for all of our outside decorations. We have these now nice little totes, which you can sit on. Obviously, you wouldn't sit on the water bottle. Replace the door. This was kind of like one of the first things that we did, because the door frame, a lot of these aluminum frames, they're just rotted through with, the salt and corrosion, and the office has been leaking like a bucket since I've been here. So we replaced the door, and then we'll go inside. Kathy might be on the phone, so I'll be quiet. But when you walk into the office now, this is what it looks like. That's the cooler that we had, that I snatched up from Quarter Moon Cafe. 3 little bistro tables that I got off of Amazon. And so we sell sodas and juices, and then the snacks. So as long as we don't sell anything other, as long as we only sell pre-packaged snacks, we don't have to get any kind of certification from the health department. So we've got candy, and we've got some tumblers up there with the Sea Vista logo on them, and then Keurigs are $1 a cup. And then the rest of the office, there's Kathy. She's not on the phone. This is a video for the owners. We've got some sunglasses, and then we really tidied it up. Over there is going to be our t-shirt display, where we'll sell our t-shirts. We're even making our t-shirts, or we're trying to make the t-shirts in-house, using iron-on decals, and the t-shirts that we can buy blank because it's just so much cheaper, and cost is one thing we're really looking at this year as we try to make a little bit of revenue. I have no idea how much revenue the office is going to do, but even if it brings in a few $100 a month when we get into the busy season with the sodas and the candy, that'll be a few $100 more than we did have in the first place. All of these little seedlings here are Eastern Red Junipers. You would have seen them. Actually, they're Eastern Red Pines, but they're a type of juniper. Those are salt tolerant, and I planted those last fall. Got those on Amazon. So now that they're acclimated, they're also going to be added to our they're going to be added to the landscaping area over here. In my email, I mentioned how many reservations we have for the month. So this time last year, we had about 140 reservations on the books, and right now we have 216. Our total month last year was 455. Everything depends on the weather, but I know that a lot of you won't be here until the fall, but this gives you the chance to see what we're doing. There's no reason why we can't expect to have another good season, and I'll keep you posted as we go along with everything. Alrighty, I will see you guys later. Take care.